There we go. That pulls up the console. That makes the screen a little darker. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to double the font size here, so we have, we can actually see it on the stream. Right now it's very tiny. So let's do that. Source main. Because we're using this Cheapicus 8.8 and we're using the tile dimensions of 1012. Right, and that was so that we could get 100 across and 75 down. So let's, if we switch this back to 80, so now I've forgotten all the knowledge I gained from this craziness we had yesterday. If we do this 80 by 50 again, and we just save that, it's going to make it distorted, right? Yeah. And in order to stop distorting, although that's about the right size we want in terms of font, maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah. Oh, that's right. We're going to do like a 40 by 25, right? And then we have to change the tile dimensions to match. Oh, that almost works. Is that correct? It's a little awkward. No, it's a little awkward. Okay. 10 by 10. I've forgotten all of this. All the knowledge I gained from yesterday. I should rewatch that stream. It's almost there. It's almost there. I mean, I guess it's close enough. Hello, Louis G. Johnson. Thank you for joining. The reason I'm using the browser is because it's very easy to just save. It'll automatically rebuild using trunk back here, and then the browser will just refresh. I could run it this way if I save this and I say cargo run. I guess release maybe, right? And then it'll pop up in a window. But then I have to close the window each time. I have to exit the thing. I have to and restart my editor. This is a little more straightforward, right? If I can do anything I want here, and then just ctx print to hi there, Lewis, right? And then hit save. It'll run the cargo check. It rebuilds using trunk here, and then it automatically refreshes the screen for me. So I finished the Rust roguelike tutorial, and I got all the where is it? I had it here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. Rust roguelike tutorial. It's almost done. It's almost done. Right? He's going to do one more entry on here. So I've gotten as far as Dark Elf City 1. And now I want to try to create my own. So, the question from King: How am I rendering it? Where's my window here? So this is just in a browser window. What I did was I created index.html, and it just throws in the canvas, and you have to specify the ID of canvas because that's hard coded in the toolkit. And then I'm just using trunk over here to build it and then serve it. So trunk has a little built-in web server that's serving the files. And this actually, if we look at trunk, will build something and throw it in the dist directory, and it generated. So this is my part of the HTML, and then trunk inserted all this stuff here, and you can see it's doing a reload every 5 seconds. Or poll every 5 seconds to reload automatically. What is trunk? That's a good question. So cargo trunk, unfortunately, if you try to just Google cargo trunk, that doesn't help because all you see are cargo trunks. So you throw Rust in there and it comes up with this. So this is the trunk crate, and you can install it just by saying cargo install trunk. And it should be, yeah, we're already up to date with it. And where's there should be a website for it. Where's the website? Here's the trunk website. Let me throw this in chat, and then you can play around. You can play around with that. It's just a little neat thing. It builds, bundles, and ships your Rust WASM application to the web. Basically, it just generates this dist directory. So it builds the WASM file for you. It builds a accompanying JavaScript that you need to interface with the WASM, and it takes your index.html and creates its own, as I showed before. And then it just sits there running trunk serve. And you can then copy these into a static location. This is all. It doesn't. There's no dynamic stuff here. There's no database running. There's nothing. So you can just copy these. I could put this up on GitHub.io. Git pages, right? GitHub pages, and deploy it that way using GitHub Actions. Which would be a good thing probably to do. That would be something to do on stream. I've done it before for like a blog, but I haven't done it for something that requires this. So that would be a fun thing to do on stream. Louise G. Johnson says, I read something about him converting it to Bevy. Yeah, so I don't know if he's going to do that before he finishes the last chapter. But he wanted to use, because right now he's using the specs ECS as part of the tutorial. Which I think, it comes from the Amethyst group. But that's kind of, I guess it's not being actively maintained anymore or something like that. I'm not sure exactly. When was the last time it was updated? Oh, 5 hours ago. So I guess it is. But Bevy ECS is something, I did read or hear something along those lines. Okay, let's close down these windows. We have too many windows. Yeah, this was that other, we don't need this thing running anymore. 7DRL. You swatch it for ECS, hecs. I haven't played with that one. They all provide high performance, don't they? Maybe that's what the H stands for. Oh no, handy. H stands for handy. Okay. And then if you want to learn how to do your own, I mentioned this yesterday. Looks. You could always write your own. He's got a YouTube video series on. Brooks Build has a YouTube video series on creating your own ECS, and you can learn Rust that way too. So there's a bunch of options, I guess. But Bevy, I think, is the most popular one. So, right. Louis says, very tempting. Okay. So what I was doing, I think my font is still a little distorted. Let me put this up top here so I can see this. And this is my build window. What window is this? Okay, we don't need that anymore. Right? Don't need that. So here's my build window. Here's my game window. And then this is my search window. I'll put that here. All right. Okay, I think we're good. Let's put this on top. So let me see. I think this is still distorted, right? This top of the O is still different size to the bottom. So I think, and I've forgotten everything I learned yesterday about the, let's comment this out and see if the 8x8 just works, quote unquote. Yeah, okay, I think that looks better. And I think that font is large enough now on its own. And we could, yeah, if I do that, it looks bad, doesn't it? 150, 175, 200. Yeah, it's all blurry and everything. I don't know. It still looks weird. It still looks weird to me. I don't know. I guess it's close enough. Why do I have Rust Analyzer on window type? Because there's a Rust Analyzer process running in the background. And I guess iTerm2 just picked up that executable instead of the fact that I'm running nvim. I don't know. Does it bother you? It doesn't really bother me. So, yeah, and I don't think I can. If I make this 30, right? I think it'll keep the same height and then just squish everything in there, which will look bad. Yeah, it keeps the same height and squishes everything down. So let's leave that. Let's leave that like that. Okay, so it doesn't bother you. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know why nvim doesn't keep the title. If I look at my config, I don't know where it starts the Rust Analyzer, but it starts it in the background somewhere as part of the LSP integration. All right, so let's take this stuff out. Let's take this stuff out, and we need to create a map. Or let's create a welcome screen. Let's do that to start. Which means we need to create a state. Well, we have a state. We need to create a display state. And that's going to be what are we currently looking at? What screen are we currently looking at? Welcome screen. So we can match on inside here. We'll put display state. Yeah, that's all we need to do there, right? Comma here. If I do this, and then when I create the state, I can just create it with that. Like that. And then here we can just batch on that. And we can just write a quick and dirty, you know, what would be interesting is to make this a little more rusty is to actually have implement some sort of a display on this, and then just call that. But let's do this for now. So, and it's just ctx print, and we can center some things here. Let's see, 3, 2, 4 maybe. Welcome to the progrog. And we can figure out how to center this. Actually, we can make a little function to do that. And this just takes itself, and row would be a U size, I guess. What are these meant to be here? I32, okay. And the string, and what did I learn? Display, message, D. And what we can do is let S equals format bang. Oop, I misspelled message. So that just turns it into a string like that, and then we can get s.len. Column is equal to s.len divided by 2 minus width divided by 2. And this should also be a U thing. Oh, right. It's a subtract output thing. Okay. So that we have to do this as I32. We do that? Yeah, now it's an I32. Okay, and then we can just say CTX. Oh, we have to pass in CTX. I guess. CTX dot print at row call. I think it's row call, right? And then just the message S. And now we can say center on row 2. Oh, self center at row 2, and then this will be self center at row 3. A programmable roguelike. That's going to look weird because there's a one thing difference. All right, let's see what blows up. Didn't like this. So it's not a meant. Oh, right. So this has to be its own thing. Impl state. And we need to import standard format display. And it doesn't like that. Expected 3 arguments. Oh, I have to pass in the context. I do that first. Okay, CTX. And still doesn't like it. Expected I32 found U32. Oh, these are U32s. Okay. I guess. Yeah. Okay, that worked. It built, and nothing shows up. Well, that's great. Oops. We should be able to see something, right? CTX print 1, 2. Let's do 5, 0, hello. Right. That should. I mean, that's all I'm doing. What? It's not complaining. Okay, now I'm really puzzled. Unless this is being calculated incorrectly. Oh, it's width minus. Yeah, so it's probably off screen. There we go. And I even have it wrong. Oh, I've got the column and row backwards. That's why. Call row. There we go. Okay. Simple bug. Okay. So that's that. And then we just want to have. Oh, and then we need an input handler, right? I'm going to flip back and forth here between this and documents dev RLTK. Oh, it's called RT. It was under tutorial game state. So the way we read input. Here's player input. Pass in self CTX. I just said GD for jump to definition, but it's not going, so it's taking its own sweet time there. Right. There's a way to read from CTX is like CTX. There it goes. CTX.key. Okay. And so we also need a start game, right? Self center at row ctx 5 start. Press enter to start. Right, and then we can just check ctx key. Right, because ctx key is a sum. That's a virtual key code, so we have to import that. Oh, that might be part of Prelude already. All right, virtual key code, enter. I think it's a thing. Up, down, left, right, escape, period. I don't see return anywhere. Nope. Okay, well, let's find out. If it's enter, then we're going to start the game. So this will be start game. Actually, so this should be not display state, but game state. Although we have a game state here. How about we call it run state then? Okay. So this will be run state start game. Self dot display dot equals run state start game. Right, and then on the next tick it'll switch it over. Okay, and then here we're going to say run state start game. Self center at row ctx12 game has begun. Oh, King 440 says, do you use tmux? I do. Just not in this window. Expected one of 8 possible tokens. Oh, I have to match it. Sorry. And then anything else. I could run this in tmux, right? Right, and then but then I have I lose an extra line of right. I lose an extra line of display there. Yeah, so and then we just need anything else. We do nothing. Why is that not happy? Oh, because of this. There we go. Still enter. Variant or associated not found. Oh, okay. What is the enter key called? Is it just return? There it is. The enter key is return. Oh, does Rust let you alias enums? That would be interesting. Backspace key, right over enter, to do, rename. Okay, so return. Alright, there it goes. Now it says press enter to start, and if I hit enter, the game has begun. Alright, so we're getting there. Yeah, see, I think my font's messed up here. Oh, that's going to bother me the whole time we're doing this.